Is Titan Quest II a colossal success, or is it really a titanic failure? I'll answer that and more of your questions in this review of Titan Quest II Early Access. Hello everyone, I'm Megan Sullivan and welcome to History in Games, the audio and visual series where I play historical fiction games and talk about the real history hidden inside these wonderful games. So, with no warning and little fanfare, Titan Quest II was shadow dropped at the beginning of August 2025, which caught a lot of people off guard. We hadn't heard a whole lot from developer Grimlore Games about when the game was supposed to drop, although originally I believe it was set for winter 2024. So this was a genuine surprise. Now, of course, I immediately downloaded the game because I love ancient Greek everything, and after rolling credits at 12 hours in a world filled with griffins, skeletons, wild boar, evil crabs, and even a ghost of Sparta, I can confidently say that although it's still in the earliest stages of early access, meaning there's much more content to come, it's a success. First of all, it looks pretty and sounds pretty. I love the way bodies of water ripple. I love the tiny little details you find in towns, on enemies, even on the walls of buildings, and everything sounds good too. There's some nice music and sound design here, and shout out to the solid voice cast. They bring the game alive, and I am here for it. Also, Titan Quest II is pretty stable for an early access game. I think I only experienced one crash and a handful of frame rate drops, and considering I've played Skyrim on the PlayStation 3, believe me when I say I've seen worse frame rate stutters than in Titan Quest II. This world is full of color and light, which is a major strength in my opinion. Now granted, this game is very light on story so far. All we know is that our heroic hero has been destined since birth to fight the Greek goddess of divine retribution, Nemesis, who is attempting to bring down the 12 Olympians by unleashing the monstrous Titans, who were imprisoned by the gods eons ago. We don't know why Nemesis holds a grudge against Olympus, but we do know that if we don't stop her, it will be a disaster for the whole world. Thus, your hero must fight their way to the three fates in order to learn how they can stop the dastardly Nemesis. And again, that's really all we know, so I just want to keep your expectations for the story in check. However, as a fan of Greek mythology, I am very intrigued that the big boss is the goddess of divine retribution. Her whole purpose is to ensure that no one escapes the consequences of their actions, particularly when they display hubris, aka arrogance. Nemesis is so implacable that her nickname, Adrastia, may mean something like "from whom there is no escape." She was even credited with helping the ancient Athenians win the famous Battle of Marathon, in which the invading Persians were turned away by the much smaller Greek army in 490 BCE, proof that divine justice always prevails. So she's a force for good. So what have the gods done in Titan Quest II to make Nemesis angry? Is she just suffering from hubris herself, or is she in the right here? I'm excited to find out in future updates. But don't worry, even though the story is pretty light right now, the gameplay is fun. Like in the original Titan Quest II takes a lot of its cues from Activision Blizzard's Diablo series, and I have no problem with that because I really like Diablo. You have your globes of replenishing health and energy, you have enemies and chests exploding with all sorts of fancy loot that's color-coded according to rarity, and once again you have the ability to craft your own unique job class by mastering 2 out of currently 4 different vocations. By the way, there are more classes coming, and using ability points to both evolve and modify active and passive traits tied to a particular vocational skill. Separately, you can also elevate your core attributes like knowledge, strength, and agility, which boost your base stats. During my first run of the game, I chose to be a spell-casting warrior, i.e. I combined the Storm class with the Warfare class because I totally wanted to be a Spartan soldier who shoots lightning from her fingertips. Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but with even more godlike powers. And I had a blast calling down lightning and using my whirly-twirly sword strike for crowd control, and Doomhorn and Leap for big boss fights. Although Battle Hardened really helped me stay alive, Don't forget to allocate your passive skill points, folks. Speaking of which, note that you can only unlock certain high-level attacks, spells, and modifiers by investing divinity points into each vocation, which unlocks higher skill tiers. But don't worry about the point system too much. You'll earn all the skill points, money, and resources you need by simply doing either the main story quest, world quests, which are optional quests you stumble on while out in the world, and basic side quests that also reward you with points you can spend on both your core attributes like might, agility, and knowledge, and active and passive skills tied to your masteries, aka your job class. By the way, gear is tied to your attribute levels, so if you can't wield a high-level flame staff, it's probably because you're dumb and you need to level up your knowledge. Note to self. And yes, I'm happy to report that if you accidentally spend your divinity and skill points on the wrong thing, or you just want to experiment with different weapons or mix and match different attacks and spells, you can respec and even reset your vocations at special shrines. This isn't the deepest system in the ARPG world, I know, but you know what? It's super fun to tinker with, and we have more to look forward to. Now, so far, I'm sad to say there's no crafting in the game, at least not yet. Relics that boost defensive stats or enhance your attacks aren't around. But I'm confident that somewhere down the line, crafting will be available. I mean, I can't keep a lower level legendary weapon in storage forever, right? And I'm sure at some point the game will let me max it out. Another thing I love is how balanced this game feels compared to the first one. The original Titan Quest, even in the Anniversary Edition, was a bit of a frustrating slog to play at times. You really had to grind to get anywhere. But Titan Quest 2 feels a lot smoother and more merciful, at least on easy mode. It still behooves a player character to do some farming for experience and get better loot drops, but I didn't struggle out the gate to get what I needed. The controls, I'm playing on an Xbox controller by the way, are quick and responsive, etc., etc. Oh, also, just like in the first game, fast travel is easy with wayside shrines and a personal portal you can call on at any time. Which is great because the game encourages you to get out and explore, and it rewards you with rare loot when you do so. So it's absolutely worth going off the beaten path. In short, I really enjoyed my experience and plan to go back and play on a higher difficulty with a different mastery build. I think I'm going to really have fun with that while I wait for the next update. And again, Titan Quest 2 is in its earliest stage of development, but it's stable, it's pretty, it's entertaining, and it's ancient Greek themed, which I love. Plus, the game is under $30 to download, so I say it's worth picking up. Thanks so much for watching, guys. See you later.